So we've talked about one of the key representations in an M&A transaction document is a representation around the financial statements. And typically, the representation will say that the financial statements were prepared in accordance with GAAP, generally accepted accounting principles. And sometimes a buyer will say, the seller will say, hey, we didn't really do GAAP here. It's a small business. We've never really paid close attention to what would be required under GAAP. And the buyer will say, well, can we just dispense with that representation? Who cares? What difference does it make? And so here's the problem. If you don't have some independent reference to how the financial statements were prepared, they literally could be gobbledygook. I mean, you could have a financial system where for every dollar of revenue, you record $3 of revenue. That's your financial accounting system. And you might be consistent from quarter to quarter and year to year. But for an outsider looking at those statements, they don't mean what they purport, to say or what you would expect under generally accepted accounting principles. So if someone says, "Hey, we've never invested in that," that's not wrong. That's not awful. I get that they might not have taken the time to actually prepare their financial statements in accordance with GAAP. But then the buyer needs to understand where the deviations are. Exactly how does it not comply with GAAP? What are the differences? Or the buyer doesn't know what they're buying. And that fundamentally is the issue. So if the buyer doesn't care what they're buying, and by the way, I say that, with a chuckle, sometimes that's not what the buyer is interested in. They want the IP or they want, a particular client relationship and they don't care about, the precision of the numbers, then, it's fine. But if the buyer cares about the financials, then they've got to nail down exactly what the financial reporting means.